Alright, so today I'm going to be answering some questions that I had you guys ask me about AGNGDM, which is my photo contest. So today I'm going to be answering them. So let's get started. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe because I'm trying to hit 330 subscribers by the end of the month and 400 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's get started. Alright, so the first question comes from Chloe Ashbach, and she asked, do you prefer more natural photos or heavily edited photos? So usually I prefer more natural photos, but sometimes like if I can't really tell that you edited the doll in, and like if you heavily edit it so that it looks like it's natural, then sometimes I'll lean more towards the heavily edited side, but usually I lean more towards the natural photo side. Next comes from the Jackie Show, and she asks, are the themes all picked by you? Yes, most of the time they are. Sometimes I'll have you guys suggest themes to me, but a lot of the time they are. How old are your contestants typically? Usually I think the youngest that I know of has been like 8, and then the oldest maybe around my age or older. So I'm in high school, so maybe around that, I'm guessing. Next one comes from Abby's AG. She asks, how do you think of themes? Usually I just think like what would be a cool photo to take, or sometimes I'll use themes from AGNDM or other photo contests that I've been in and stuff. So usually that's how I do it. Next one comes from Berry Kitty, and she asks, do you prefer creativity or quality? Well, I usually don't really like so if a model was to submit alright, let's say someone was to submit a super creative photo and it was like super pixelated, like I couldn't even see the doll, then I would prefer quality. But I guess I usually prefer quality but over creativity, but I do also like the models to get creative with their photos. Next one comes from Macy J Loves AG, and she asks, what is your favorite thing about judging? I think just seeing everyone's photos and how creative the models get each week, I think that's very fun. And then her other one is it hard to judge sometimes? Yes, like some of the themes even for this cycle are hard. I know quarantine week was hard, choosing the finalists was hard. A lot of weeks it's super hard for cycle 6. Next one comes from Rainbow Sprinkles AG. She asks, will you ever do a behind the scenes of how you choose the contestants? I can do that, yeah, even though a lot of times I choose the finalists while I'm laying in bed on last Saturday morning, but I guess I could record my screen and do like a voiceover or something. So yeah, I can do that. What has been your favorite photo so far? Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to like go back and like rewatch all of them, so I'll put whatever photo that is on the screen. What are your top 3 favorite themes to do? So I really liked Book Character Week, that was in cycle 2. I also really like Modern Disney Princess Week. I also really like AGNDM Recreation Week and Creative Week. That's the one that's pretty much freestyle, but you have to have a theme. Is there going to be a cycle 7? Yes, most likely. It's not going to be right after cycle 6 because I just want to see how much I'm filming during the school year, but maybe in like October or November I'll open up cycle 6. Next one comes from Kaylyn, and she asks, how much time do you spend choosing the finalists? Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. I know that doesn't seem like a long time, but if there's a lot of good photos, it can seem like a really long time. How do you come up with themes? Like I said earlier, I just think of what would be a cool thing to do, or a theme that like was on AGNDM, or a theme that I've done, or like sometimes it'll just be related. I'm doing like, for example, I went to the mountains one week, and so that week's theme was outdoors. So, and one week I was at Disney, so that week's theme was Disney, and one week's theme, it was around back to school season, so I did back to school. So it usually just depends. How many cycles do you plan on doing? As of right now, a lot. I don't know whether I'll still do it when I'm in college. Like, if I'd continue to do it during the school year, probably not, but I might still try and do it like during summer break or something. What other photo contests inspire you? So obviously AGNDM, PTGT, which stands for Perky Tomatoes Got Talent, so Perky Tomatoes, the one that Alley Cat Loves AG did, and the one that Paris Wonders AG is doing. Be honest, without naming names, has there ever been a contestant whose attitude was bad in your contest? Probably not. I don't think that there has ever really been a contestant who's had a bad attitude. Most of the time, people are usually like, oh, I'm sad that I'm out, I'm sad that I didn't get in, blah blah blah, but there hasn't ever been anyone who's just like, how dare you eliminate me, or how dare you not put me in the competition. Like, no one has ever been like that, but there obviously have been disappointed. So then the last one comes from PupZ, and she asks, which cycle was your favorite? Cycle 1 was fun, even though that one I was pretty much just trying to figure everything out. And then also this one is super fun because all the models get super creative and stuff. Okay, so I am editing this and I realized that I forgot to answer some of the questions that the models sent in for me to answer, so I'm just going to be answering them now. So the first one comes from AspenAG, and she asked, what do you look for in a photo that helps you decide the rankings? So I usually look and see how well somebody followed the theme, and if it's something specific like Colors Week or Home Country / State Week, I look to see how well they incorporate that, and then whether it was edited a lot or not. So yeah, that's just a few things that I look for. Next ones come from Pop.Dolly. She asks, how do you pick themes? So I already said this, but I just think what would be a cool thing to do, or if it's like something going on in my life, then I'll do that, or like a theme on AGNDM that someone has, then I'll just do things like that. And why did you start this contest in the first place? I think it was because I saw a lot of other people doing photo contests, so I wanted to try it and I loved it. And then our last few come from American Girl Fireflies, I think it is. She asked, what's your favorite cycle so far? Definitely this cycle. This cycle has been very fun. How do you come up with themes? Like I said, based off of things that I do, or just a cool thing that I think would be fun, or a theme from AGNDM or something. How did you come up with this contest name? Ooh. Alright, so when I was thinking of a name, I really wanted it to be AGNDM, which is American Girl's Next Doll Model, but since that's the same as Hearts, I was like, oh well, I don't want to steal her photo contest name. And then I was also in this contest called Glam Dolls, run by About Crafting Haven, and that was hers, and I was like, ooh, what if I combine them together? And so that it would be American Girl's Next Glamorous Doll Model. So that's how I came up with that. How do you run it? So when I announce a new cycle, I usually, most of the time, the rules just stay the same from cycle to cycle, so I don't really change them, but I make a video telling you guys that auditions are open, and I usually leave them open for about a week and a half, and then after the week and a half is up and I've closed auditions, I'll pick the top 12, make a video, and then every week I'll make a new video with new theme. I'll actually be having a video come out in probably a couple months with things with how I run it, but if you do want to see it, click the eye in the corner, and that'll show you like an older version of how I run it, I guess. How many entries do you typically get? Usually between like 12 and 20. And then what do you look for in photos? So like I said, how well you followed the theme, whether it was something specific like Colors or Home Country / State Week, how well you did that, and then whether it was edited a lot or not. Alright, so that was all the questions. Thank you so much to everyone who asked me questions, and make sure you guys stay tuned for all the other AGNGDM videos. And yeah, please comment, like, subscribe. Bye!